NPC.
Alright, he's ready?
Me and Amy's sister.
Fuck off! We're starting this. Alright. Welcome to the NPC Mates Colistseum. What one is it, people?
23.
It's
22.
God knows.
22 or 23.
It's a Colosseum, so I guess
Not even
it's-
God can count
I
that
don't even
high.
know if there's episodes to it.
It's the Zodiac edition.
Should have made that my picture.
The Zodiac. Alright.
Okay, you still
Introduce
can.
us in, Aaron.
Introduce us in? What do you want from me?
Give us the theme.
What theme? Wait, why are we doing this first? What's going on?
That's how we do it.
We're
now.
starting with this first.
Okay, we'll throw a spanner in the works.
It really doesn't change much.
It changes the order.
That's it.
Yeah, which is everything we have.
It's not everything.
That's,
That's
the only thing we had that was coherent. Was that this was done after the first bit.
It
Please.
makes more sense to do it first.
Please.
Now we have nothing.
For fuck's sake.
We're doing fucking Colosseum then with
Yeah, no, I've already said
the
that.
Zodiac.
Yeah, we said that. You're
Cool,
supposed
there
to,
we are.
You're supposed to do the song. You're supposed to
What
introduce
song?
us.
Doesn't even remember the song.
Wow.
You used to do
Sorry,
the
people. I'm sorry, everyone who doesn't remember his own song.
Yeah. You used to do that. When we stopped playing it, you started making those sounds for us.
I don't remember that.
I know. For $1 a month, you could listen to it and jog your memory.
I have listened to them all.
A free listener.
My time is worth more than $1.
Alright. Just want to thank our Patreons for supporting this shit show. If you are a free listener, leave a review, like, favorite, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. And leave a comment. I can't remember the other
I
stuff.
leave comments every episode.
You've
You've
never,
never
left
left
a
one.
comment.
No, I leave you with my comments.
God fucking damn it. Don't check out the Patreon. Don't donate to this. Also, it's getting way too hot in here.
Yeah, why's the heater on? What are you doing?
It was cold before. Alright. We're doing Zodiac 2007. I don't know. Something about...
Wait a minute. This is Kane. This is
No, they'll get that
Missy.
when
They
we do the
won't.
other one.
They're all separate now.
Oh, I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore.
And I don't... How do I point to Aaron? Whereabouts is his picture in regards to us?
Ah, I guess that's...
Are you on camera?
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, there.
There he
There's
is.
Aaron.
There's Aaron.
Why is it backwards, Kane?
What do you mean
Right.
backwards?
You're pointing this way.
Yeah.
Just put the picture in orientation to yourself. So you,
Huh?
you just
Huh?
point this way, but it's on the right on the screen.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter. It's not the point.
Yeah, but I'd have to move Martin then. I'd still have to do the same thing.
It's just saying that it's the opposite. Like you're pointing that way and it's pointing that way on camera. It's mirrored, sort of.
No, it's not.
It'd just be easier if you point right, and like when you point right,
Yeah.
you're pointing to the right hand side.
Yeah.
When I point right, it points to the right hand side.
Look, this is. Stop.
I'm not getting it. I'm
This
so not
is
getting it.
quality content.
I'm not understanding in the least.
You can have your dollars back. It's alright,
I
everyone.
feel like it doesn't matter. If I switch them, I'm going to have to do the same thing regardless.
Yeah. Hi, Martin. He's got a sore throat, so.
You won't be talking much.
Sucking too much dick.
Nintendo.
Fallout's dick.
I was going to say Nintendo's dick, but yeah, Fallout as well.
Yep.
Alright, anyway. Did you introduce everyone?
I tried. And over there is Aaron. Say hi, Aaron.
Hello.
Excellent. Now on with the Colosseum.
See, you shouldn't have broken up. We could have done it in the end.
Nope, it's good.
Nah, it's not.
It's great.
You've ruined the flow. Now we definitely have no order.
It's alright.
I
I'm
agree
not
with Aaron.
accustomed to introductions at the start of Colosseum. It's weirded me out.
Actually, there's always been introductions at the start of the Colosseum.
That's not true.
It
The introduction
has-
was the movie. We introduced the movie.
And us.
Really? I don't think we do.
Yeah, we did. I would always start off with saying, I'm your host, Kane, once you left.
Oh,
Always?
only since we separated it though. So like
Yeah.
2 of them or 3.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
Probably been more than that. They've been separated for a while now. You guys would know if you just looked. You literally can just look.
You could look.
You can listen.
I can
Or
look.
you can get on with the Colosseum.
All
I want
look,
the
I'm gonna go
transcript.
look. You introduce it and say the scores.
What?
I need to see now.
Kane, I want the transcript.
Alright,
the podcast.
so all I can see is that 88% of Google users like this film. Oh wait, now
That's
I can
quite
see
low.
7.7 on MDip. Roger, someone
What?
gave it 4 out of
IMDb.
4. And 89 on Rotten Tomatoes.
You fucking say that correctly.
It's weird that
Tomato.
Rotten Tomatoes give it more than Google users.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't like it.
Like, this is basically, it's like mystery crime, but that's wrong. It's snooze fest cock tease. That's the category of this
Interesting.
movie.
Also, we've done
Interesting.
6 Colosseum separated.
6?
Yeah, but were they all introduced at
Yeah,
the beginning?
that's what I want to know.
Or were you just separating them?
Yeah,
Mm.
I want
dunno.
the truth.
I guess we'll have to listen to them.
Yep, good.
Alright, give us a minute, everyone. We'll be back.
Alright, so what's going on? Where are we up to?
Scores.
You say how much it's done in the box office?
We have not.
It made 84.8 million
Wow, that
USD.
is probably not enough.
It's not enough.
The
It had a lot of famous
They
people
had
in
so
it.
many famous people in it.
Well, the budget was 65, so
Huh.
they made slightly a bit.
They
No,
did-
they wouldn't have
they
because
did
the
bad.
advertisement would have cost a ton.
They did bad.
Huh?
But it's okay. Doesn't matter. Point
No,
is they
that would
tried.
be in the budget too, I would assume.
No, it's not.
That makes no sense. Where's that money
would
coming
be
from?
in the
Battle
budget.
Leader's budget was 200 million. They needed 400 million to break even
Are you sure?
because 200 million went on advertisement.
Yeah, no. So when you look at the cost, does it say it cost 400 million?
No, it says its budget was 200 million. That's the way they've always done it. Because you don't know 100. A lot of the time, they won't tell you what the advertisement cost was because it
Battle
fluctuates.
Leader, like, barely had any advertisement at all. How was that 200 million? Well, maybe just
Yeah.
not here.
Yeah, not here, I'd say.
They showed one Super Bowl fucking ad.
I think it was. Oh, Super Bowl ads cost
Oh,
millions.
there's the
Yeah.
200 million.
Yeah.
It was the Super Bowl.
But yeah, this obviously was probably considered a flop at the box office.
Yeah.
You do also realize advertising is everything. It can be things like giving away free copies is advertising as
I
well.
do love free copies.
Yeah, I bet you do. Winning them.
You know, okay, we're getting off track here, but you know how I got that statue thing? EB contacted me again and were like, hey, we've actually got some leftovers of that game. Do you want a free copy for Xbox or PS4? And I was like, yeah, alright.
What?
Yeah.
What? Like, what's some free stuff we're not prepared to sell, even though we're a business? What?
Yeah.
Just wait for the next phone call. You're like, do you want a fucking PS4 to play that game on?
Yes. I'd
We've got
love
a couple of
that.
extra PS4 sitting around that we don't need for stock take.
So if you're listening, EB, thank you. And keep it coming.
Wow, basically, that makes them our biggest fucking sponsor.
Yeah, our sponsor today is EB Games.
They're like, please, we'll give you a PS4 not to say that.
Really?
They endorse us heavily and our movie reviews.
Fuck EV. Overpriced cunts.
No, I like them.
Do you?
Yeah, but the service came. The service.
What service? I didn't go there.
And
And
like
the last time I had service there, the guy was a dick.
once a year they have a good sale.
Once. They have a sale every month.
Oh, sorry, once a year there's not a sale. There's a few days where they take the banners down and they just relax.
That's just because they're cleaning them up to put the new banners on. You gotta wash them. Alright, this movie had quite the star cast.
Yeah, let's go through it. Jake Gyllenhaal, Mark Ruffalo, Anthony Edwards,
None of these names mean anything to me.
Robert Downey Jr. Fuck off.
Do you want to see Anthony Edwards? That guy.
Oh.
I still don't know who he is.
Amy said this is just Avengers again.
Yeah, well, there were 2 of them, so calm down. Although technically Jake is now in it, so 3 of them.
Amy actually said that is Tony Stark. I'm like, blown away.
You didn't realize?
No,
Or
I
you
didn't
would-
expect Amy to remember the character's name.
I was about to ask that.
Well, that would be the first thing you ask.
Well,
Then you come up with a smart ass remark.
I don't know if you,
You
can
started off
recognize
the
people.
bat.
I don't know if you can recognize people, Aaron. As a fellow glasses wearer, maybe you can't see for shit, okay? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I say all-star cast, but there's like, what, 4 of them?
Yeah, I'm just realizing. Oh, Brian Cox seems important.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of people that you've seen.
Yeah,
once or
alright,
twice
I
before.
recognized most of them, so I guess it's an all-star cast.
Yeah, but it's an all-star cast of side people.
It's an all
They're the
B-star
best.
cast.
I love those
When
guys.
you're like, shit, I've seen them in like 8 movies as the side person with no name.
As the fucking deputy of a fucking small town.
well, all right,
fucking
we at
police
least got
service.
what two major leads, like Jake
3.
Gyllenhaal. Who?
Come on.
Don't say Mark because he is not a lead.
He is a lead.
He's not a lead character in
He's
almost
a
anything.
lead.
What's he leading?
Oh, shit. The movie he did with the
Hold
woman
on, it's
that
right
looks...
here. I
No,
literally can click
no,
his
I don't want
IMDb.
to know. What's,
Well, people want to know.
That movie, something to do with heaven? With that woman that looks like a
Foxcatcher,
rat?
the kids are all right, Paul. Avengers Assemble. Wait, why is it called Avengers Assemble?
Suddenly 30?
I don't know.
Where's Suddenly 30? Now You See Me? Beach? What else? What's it
Oh
called?
wait, is he in Now You See Me? Okay, yeah.
Go down. I'm looking
Still
for the
not
other one.
lead.
You're annoying me. Go down, go down, go down, go down.
Get on.
Go down, go down, go down. Just Like Heaven.
Oh, Zodiac?
And 13 going on 30. I hate you. But yeah, there's several things. Apartment 12? What's that?
No one
so
knows what that was.
good.
Anyway, well, I guess he's technically one of the 3 main leads in this. So there you go. You got a lead, Mark.
I told you he's a lead.
Surely he's got a lead in fucking the Hulk.
Avengers, yeah.
Yeah, but that I mean afterwards. So like for this movie, I feel like he wasn't that big.
He was still big.
Wait, Zodiac 3, Zodiac 4, what is that? Oh,
All
I
the
see.
suspects for the
Yeah,
Zodiac,
yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
How do you play Zodiac 1 and 2?
Because that's just that good, yeah.
Okay.
You've never been that good to play the Zodiac? I was like, who is this guy?
This is a creepy one. That traps him in the house, maybe.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah, also, that guy, like, I swear he was the one writing the letters for that other guy.
That's what I thought.
They never even mentioned that was a possibility.
I reckon, I guess because this is based on real everything, maybe they're just genuinely like, we think it was this guy, but this guy was fucking shady. Like, we don't know why he was so shady other than to mess with us. I don't know. Can you imagine? You're like, yes, the evidence does point to me. And then he just goes to bed and he's like, fucking pigs. So,
like when he's in the house, they were making that scene very creepy, like he
Yeah.
was going to eat him at some point. And also he was lying about someone not being in the house. Clearly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they were in on it together.
Yeah, but
Mm.
how? Was he
How?
the guy that worked at the place?
Yeah,
No, he
they-
wasn't.
No, the
The other guy was.
Alright, let's try and figure out who the people's names are.
Can't.
Let's just go Zodiac,
Can't
who's
do it.
literally the bald guy, and who's pretty much probably was the Zodiac.
Wow.
No,
then you had the
no.
writer, the poster guy.
No, the writer guy was basically framing Levi.
You reckon he was framing him,
Yeah.
even though he had everything to do with it?
What do you mean he had everything to do with it?
Like
He could have been framing him for absolutely everything.
his glove size, his boots, his
Yeah.
like all the evidence that led to him.
Yeah, this guy's creepy as fuck. He's capable.
He's an old man.
The other guy is a fucking weirdo, lives in a trailer.
With a lot of squirrels.
That was a big
and
trailer.
a lot of
though.
fucking lube.
That was a big trailer.
Was there lube?
Did you not see his wooden dildo?
Yeah, he's wooden dildo.
Oh, yeah. That's for the
You would want a
squirrels.
lot of lube for a wooden dildo.
Definitely.
And the squirrels.
And the squirrels.
The squirrels.
You want so much lube for the squirrels.
Poor fucking
They're
squirrels.
such sharp claws.
Squirrels love nuts.
I was assuming you're putting the dildo in the squirrel. You mean you're using the dildo, the squirrel as a dildo?
Yes. Yes, you sick
They're both
bastard.
bad things.
No, you're sick.
What am I saying? You're putting a fucking squirrel inside you.
We're not. Trailer Guy is.
Alright.
Alright, for people that don't know, well, who is the Zodiac? So he's an American killer in what, the
Serial killer.
In the 60s.
60s, was it?
Late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, and it went on for years. But yeah, he only killed, what, like 15 people or something?
Yeah, not many.
Only.
Only. What a
Well,
bitch.
to be fair, they don't know the exact number. Because they're like,
Oh, he
there's
was like-
copycat killers
yeah,
and...
Claiming kills that weren't even his.
Yeah, it was weird.
So he was just a bit of
Well, I
a
was
weirdo.
doing that to throw them off.
Yeah.
Or he just wanted more attention.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe.
So yeah, it's based on the real life serial killer that wrote letters to the police and fucked with them and wrote a code and, you know...
Had it printed, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Unless they
forced
just
them
made
to
that up
print
for the
it.
movie.
No, I think that's real.
Okay.
What was that?
Forcing the newspapers to print everything
Ah, okay.
and threatening to kill more people. But then I find it frustrating that, like, he was like, if you don't print my letters, I'm going to kill people. And then they print the letters and he keeps killing people. And they keep doing what he asked them. And it's like, either way.
Yeah, but they cut it off, didn't they, eventually?
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually they're like, maybe we should stop.
No, I don't think he said... Like, did he ever say he wouldn't kill any more?
No, I thought he just said he wouldn't, the shooting up the bus of kids.
I think... No, that was later. I'm pretty sure he just threatened that if they didn't print it, he would kill more people. But it would be their fault that those people would kill.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's not like he was ever going to stop. I think the whole idea behind printing it was that you might be able to get his name out of it.
How's about the fact that they probably could have caught him like a few times if it wasn't for blunders of people?
Yes.
What about the suspect was a black guy?
Yeah.
And they just let this guy go.
They just let him walk off.
But the description the cop gave of the white guy didn't match Levi either.
It didn't?
No.
I thought it did match him.
No,
Well,
it was
matched
a
the-
short, stocky guy with a limp and a crew cart. And...
He did have a limp, but he
Yeah,
didn't have a
but-
crew cut or anything. He had
Nah.
barely any hair.
Yeah, there were things that were weird.
Could have been later on though. Like, we never got to see past him.
No,
What
I'm
about this
pretty sure he
fucking
never had
poor
hair.
insane guy that wrote the book? He eventually wrote a book. Good for him. But before that, he managed to attract a fucking partner, which God knows why she stuck with him.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Call him the cartoonist. It's the easiest way to
The
remember him.
cartoonist.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stuck around for long enough to have multiple children.
Yeah.
And then when she left, she took his child he already had. Is that weird? Did that
I
weird
think
you
that
out?
possibly. I think it actually went back to the mum.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
this
she doesn't
stuff-
get to just keep that one.
Just takes his kids.
So she takes the kids she
Even
had
the ones
with him,
that she didn't produce.
and the ones that she didn't produce.
Wow.
I'm taking all the kids, gobbling them all up.
Yeah, but how great is it that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Robert Downey Jr. in this movie?
Yeah, when we saw him drunk at the bar and doing coke, I'm like, that's not scripted. He's just doing
It's
that.
that scene.
They're like,
that-
roll the cameras.
They're just rolling the camera. He was getting ready for the actual scene. They just forgot to cut it.
Yeah. He looked rough.
Also, I don't know. It feels like he played it up really well, and his character would be terrified. But it almost felt like the movie didn't touch on the fact, even though like being marked, how fucked up that'd really be.
Yeah.
Like they showed him in a bad state. They never showed him being like paranoid or anything.
Yeah, they never showed his like downward spiral. They showed him finding evidence, getting really cocky about everything, and kind of fucking with the police case, and then he just kind of disappears until he comes back as a complete wreck. When really, like, he probably was getting the weird phone calls and being followed and everything too. They just didn't show it.
This makes me think this would have been good as like
A
a Netflix,
miniseries.
Netflix series or
Yeah.
something. Because I wonder how much didn't get like it was a long movie, but it seems like they
Mhm.
probably could have showed more.
Yeah, I feel like certain things could have been touched on more, and then other stuff could have been left out.
They definitely could have done more, like, if it was a series.
Yeah.
This could have been a cool series, but they'll have to wait quite a while for people to forget about it.
I think it could still become a series, like almost at any point.
Yeah, they could do it now with the serial killer thing
Yeah,
being
but
such a high.
It's such a cock tease ending.
What,
Mm.
not catching him?
Yeah, but they may have, but they ended it in a way where they couldn't just be like, he beat us. We don't know if this was him or not.
It felt like
They had to be like, we're pretty sure it's him.
It seemed like the ending was like
but DNA said it isn't.
What is it? No, it seemed like the ending was we know it's him,
But
but we
DNA
couldn't
disagrees.
do enough with it. That was it.
No, they did DNA tests off the
But it's
envelopes.
almost like it's
Who
the
did you get
law.
someone else to lick it?
I think it's the law preventing them from actually getting him for it. Like, the law must be like, well, you've got this DNA, and we can't prove that it came from someone at the mailroom, so we've got to assume it's the killer.
It's a licked envelope. Like, you don't give a letter to the post office and they put it in the envelope and lick it shut for you.
Maybe they did.
Don't know what they're meant to do. I must be going to the wrong fucking post office.
You
I
must-
always want to
you-
lick my letters.
You know what's wrong? You're going to a post office.
Also, he could have like handed that letter to someone, had them lick it and seal it up. Take
Yeah,
it.
but-
and-
Yeah, that's true.
Back then, DNA evidence wasn't a thing.
Mm.
So, like, he wouldn't have known to think about that.
I don't know. You could be pretty ahead of your time if you're already like thinking about fingerprints and everything.
Is
You
it
must
my
know.
saliva, my dried saliva? They're going to do something with this in the future.
So what, you reckon it wasn't him?
Oh, look, I don't know. Like, I think that he could have been in on it with the other guy. The other guy could have been writing the letters for him. And it could have been his DNA.
Why would he have somehow left DNA on one letter and none of the others?
Well, I assume it would have been hard to retrieve. It wouldn't have been kept in like an environment suitable for maintaining DNA.
They put all the letters in bags and put the bags in the boxes.
And how many times are they taken in and out?
The old in
It's
and
not how
out.
you do the old in and out. Fuck off. It's not how you're trying to keep DNA evidence.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It seems like back then it would have been so much fun to be a killer. It's so easy.
I know.
Especially when it's just random kills, so it's like you can't fucking pick any.
Yeah, when
Other
they
than
realize,
the first two.
When they realize that he's changed the pattern, and they're like, "Son of a bitch! Now what?" Like,
Did he though, or was that like not even his?
well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
All of this is like weird speculation because the guy that they're pretty sure did it died.
Yeah, but
So-
he killed someone he knew to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that could have been his only confirmed kills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's it. The rest could have just been claimed.
Unless he did kill that girl and the
Or he
dude,
liked it, and then he killed,
kept going.
Yeah, killed a few more.
But we'll never know.
And that's the thing. I'm only going by this fucking movie.
Yeah.
I don't even know if in real life half of this stuff was real. I
thought
don't know.
in real life no one solved any of the code. Like
Well, the fact they made a mention of that family, the husband and wife doing it.
Yeah, but the
That
code
must
was
have been-
apparently
you know
quite
what?
simple.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Google that.
Because
quickly.
didn't he literally find the 3 books and it was like, this was the code?
And they were stolen from
Yeah.
both
Military. thing, wasn't it?
military libraries that were close by.
I'm intrigued. I must find out.
It seems like it must have been really close, but still not enough to get the warrant or the conviction or anything like that. But it's like everything around it. It was what is it when you like to get the right answer, you take away all the wrong ones, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was pretty much that. It's like everything around it was pointing to like this person being in these places, doing this, making this, and it's just like, but they couldn't get the handwriting or DNA or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, that was the only thing. Is the handwriting didn't match, and the DNA on the letter didn't match. Why would you expect the DNA to match if the handwriting didn't match?
Okay, so the school teacher and his wife, they did solve the thing,
Huh.
but he sent other ciphers, and they've never been solved even to this day. People can't solve them.
It'd be great if he just made up gibberish.
that's what I was thinking, just to fuck with people.
Yeah, imagine like you're on your deathbed and you're like, they're gonna be trying to work that shit out forever. It doesn't mean anything. That'd be great.
That'd be fucked.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad. Don't do it, kids.
Also, it's a
But
bit
it'd
weird.
be
The
great.
newspaper's like, this psycho sent us a puzzle. Let's get the public to do it.
No, he said that they got to post it.
Oh, so they had to post that one.
Yeah, he did actually say that they had to
Ah,
post it
okay.
or he'd kill more people.
And it was supposed to be on the front page.
Oh, they-
yeah.
But they didn't.
They put it on the 4th page or something.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
one of them put it on the front page, and one of them put it on the 4th. One of them put it on the
How's
second.
that? All the
or some shit.
all the freaking precincts like barely working with each other.
It was like, fax it to
Oh.
us. No, we don't have fax. We'll have to mail it to you.
They were so bad. Like,
And then every time he
ugh.
pops between them with new information, it's like, the fuckers had that.
And
Yeah.
you do realize this was only like 10 years before you were born.
Yeah, I know. It seems fucking
So
dumb.
backwards. Like, thinking about how much shit has changed. What the fuck?
In the movie, one of the scenes takes place 14 days before I'm born. I was pretty excited. I remember saying to Kane, I was like, oh my god, this movie's about to get good in
You
14
idiots.
days. But they then left it, and my birth was not featured, so 2 out of 10.
That's for Zodiac too. When you continue it.
You keep testing me. The new symbol's a circle with an M through it.
So dumb.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh, other than that, the mystery of the Zodiac. How's about the movie itself? Just like starts off straight up with the
Starts
killing,
off-
doesn't it?
Real quick. For the first 5-10 minutes.
And then gets so
And then progressively
fucking
gets slower.
Doesn't it become like I always felt like it seemed like a cool documentary in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
you're getting everyone's like little bits of information here, what everyone did. It's like, wow, I did this and kind of thing.
Like
Mm.
And then it becomes a movie when it's about Jake. Like that's
Yeah.
when it felt more like a movie, like he's figuring it out.
It
Like,
never felt documentary.
there was never
to me.
It
excitement.
felt like it to me.
the only excitement, and it's for the wrong reasons, is when he had to get out of that house.
That is
Yeah.
definitely movie. Right
Who
there.
knows if that was even the case? He was probably like, "You want to come down to my creepy basement?" And like the guy's just like, "I'm getting out of here." And he just walked out of there briskly. The door wasn't locked, and he just left.
I think my dog's in my car. I need to go crack the window, and he
Yeah.
just drives off.
Like, and it was
So
nothing
why are
like that at
people
all.
going to people's houses on anonymous tips by themselves?
I know, with
Yeah,
no
it was pretty
mobile
bad.
phones, like nothing.
Like
Not
Robert
even
Downey
telling
Jr.
people.
going to meet that person.
Yeah.
At least he said, "I want a
I
gun."
can't believe he came back alive.
I know. It's weird. I think if I had seen this before, I had only seen parts of it maybe, and probably only when it first came out and never again since, because there was none of this that jogged my memory. Like, I didn't remember a single part of this. I felt like I was watching it for the first time. So I don't know if I just knew the story roughly and I picked up a few things along the way, but my overall thing was, wow, like the start is brutal. I wasn't expecting it to kind of...
What was wrong with that bitch? Why wouldn't she drive away?
I know.
Drive away!
Like, even if you don't
Well,
expect it
she
to be a
knew who it
murderer...
was.
No, she didn't. Oh, well, actually,
She
yes,
did. She knew who it
did.
was. That's why she didn't leave.
Yeah.
She just knew it was a weird guy, like that weird guy she's scared of.
Yeah. I don't know. It was frustrating. 'Cause
Also, he sucks at killing people.
He really does.
There's
But it
so
was
many
his
people.
first time.
Is all right. So you know how the cartoonist, went to the jail and spoke to the lady.
Yeah.
The lady said that she knew him.
Yeah.
The lady she was talking about was the first chick killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense. Why then she didn't leave then?
Yeah, I guess because at first, because he goes, "Oh, is that your husband?" And she's like, "No," and she obviously recognized the car as like the creepy guy that follows
Yeah.
her. And then when he comes back, she's still thinking, "Oh, he's gonna get out and be weird. No,
But
he's gonna shoot me in the face."
Why didn't they ask the chick in prison? Is this the guy? And took a picture of Levi. But why? Why?
Mm. Maybe
Like
they
she
did.
saw him in a suit sitting there. Just confirm with her.
Yeah.
She
I
off
think-
herself before that happened?
Hadn't they tried? Like, she'd been trying to get them to ask her or something, and
No, she
they
told
weren't
she told
taking-
everyone about,
Yeah,
about
about
him.
Lee. Yeah.
and they ignored it. And like, I don't understand why anyone didn't just go, "Is this the guy that was sitting in the suit?" And also, I can't imagine that guy wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Such a creep.
Also, you're not supposed to do the like just show them the picture because doesn't it?
It affects the memory.
Yeah.
And it can't be used.
Yeah, I know,
in
but he's
court.
not a detective.
Yeah, I know. He could have done that. Like he straight up went to her. He's like, "It's Rick. It's Rick."
I know.
Which you're not supposed to do.
And
The
it
fact
wasn't
that-
Rick. It was Levi.
Lee.
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 Rick
No,
Grimes.
like, Lee.
Yeah.
It was not. That's why she thought of it as a nickname, because on his name badge he uses Lee,
Yeah.
but his name is actually Leigh.
Yeah, I noticed that when he went and saw him, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, why is it Lee?" And then I thought, well, maybe the people wanted to use less letters and save money on the
No,
patch.
no, because that explains like
Yeah,
when she said that he used it was short like a nickname.
and he gets really angry. Well, because his first name's Arthur,
Mm.
so I
That
thought-
alone is a reason to kill people.
I know,
Yeah.
like that show Arthur about the armadillo. It's only a matter of time.
What?
Isn't he an armadillo, Arthur? Hey, Arthur, or something?
Oh, hey,
Arthur?
hey, Arthur.
Arthur. It's a mix of Hey Arnold.
Yeah,
and
I realize
Arthur.
what you're doing there. I'm just not sure what's going on.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Look,
Still
the
not sure
point
what you're doing.
is, the movie was good, and I didn't expect it to be brutal at the start.
Okay, that's not what I got from the movie.
And
It
then
was slow and boring.
I'm not
and
done,
angered
bitch.
me.
Okay, it was good at the start, and then it got slower and slower and slower until I actually couldn't keep focused anymore. And then finally, it started to get good again. Basically, when Jake got back into it,
Yeah.
but even that started off a bit slow. So the start and like the last quarter were good, and then like the middle two quarters were like, yeah. So long.
See, that's where the question for me is: did I enjoy it because it's based on, like, if this was just a movie, would I have still had the enjoyment of, because I love mystery movies, I love them trying to figure out shit. Because it's based on real life events, is that why I enjoyed it as much as I did?
I think you just enjoyed it for what it was.
Do you want me to tell you why you enjoyed it?
Tell me.
Go on, tell him.
Nah, I got nothing.
No, because that's the question to use. Do you think you would have enjoyed it less if it wasn't based on real?
I forgot that it was based on real until I sort of got to the end, and I was like, "Fuck, this really happened, huh?"
You forgot it was based on real. The movie starts off saying it's based on real.
I knew of the Zodiac killer, like I'd heard of it,
yeah,
like through pop culture references and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew it was based off of something real.
Yeah, but it says in the beginning of the
movie.
movie.
And then it confirmed it.
But so does
But
the
I
Blair
didn't know if
Witch.
they caught him or not. And then halfway through the movie, Amy's like, "They never actually caught him though, did they?" I'm like, "Fuck you."
Oh.
You just removed any interesting facet this movie had. Now it's just boring.
See, for me, I was like, it was getting to the point where everyone was giving up. I was like, oh fuck, they didn't catch him, did they? And then it picks up with the Jake taking over and like looking for everything. And I was like, wait, did they catch him?
Yeah.
I don't know. It did have certain parts that reignited it a bit for me. I was like, oh, okay. Actually, no, there was one part where it felt like it reminded me that it was real. And I think it wasn't anything exciting. It was literally just the TV part where he wanted to talk to the TV host. I was like, shit, this would have really happened. How bizarre is that?
We looked it up too. The guy was on Star Trek.
Yeah, and the fact
really?
that bloody when they were telling everyone that there was a curfew, like stay indoors, keep yourself safe, the following neighborhoods have to do a curfew. And I just thought, like, imagine that. And it's not that long ago that there's an actual serial killer out there and you're getting told to stay inside and lock your doors. Like, it's weird. But that was the only times, and then the rest of it, I just kind of watched it like a movie because it's got familiar faces in it for me, so I kept sort of forgetting that it was based on anything real. And I know you said it does say at the start, like, this is a real thing, but literally, like, the Blair Witch Project is like, this is based on real things found in a tree.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it really say that?
Yeah, that's why. Do you remember when the Blair Witch came out and everyone thought it was real? Because...
well, it fucking claimed to be then.
Well, sort of. And then I think it was Paranormal Activity 1 where they let people think that that was real and the actors weren't allowed to be in public for X amount of weeks. Anyone remember that?
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's because they're dead.
Yeah, so people were like, oh my god, these people are actually dead. And then it was like weeks or months later that people worked out that they were actually actors and they were on, you know, all the databases and that. But yeah.
Zodiac guy, he would have died before seeing this, eh?
If it was the one they're talking about.
Yeah. It said he died.
He dies before they can... Because they get enough evidence and they're like, right, we're going to fucking get him. And it's, 11 days before the trial or 11 days before they do something and he has a heart attack and dies?
Probably fake.
So
He's like, joke's on you.
Yeah.
I live my natural life free.
Yeah. Or he's like, peace out and dies.
Also, I don't think, like, they made a big enough deal about him, like, molesting children for the time.
It
was like, he touches children, he's a pervert.
It's like, yeah, he's a pedophile. His family's not that keen to have him around anymore. Now he works in a factory. It's like, what the fuck?
Like, God, alright. Was it that acceptable back then?
I was going to say, it was they had a lot of leeway back then, I guess.
Yeah. It was interesting. I was like, okay, so he's an actual pedophile. He used to work in a school. And now it's just like, he's a suspected murderer, but they fucked up so many times that he's just kind of get away with everything. Like, ugh. But even, like, the way that everything was done, it was frustrating to see the cops, like, not be able to do anything. Like, when they interview him and he's even got the Zodiac watch and everything, and you've already seen, like, the only time the symbol and the name Zodiac are together is this watch. He's got the watch, he's got the, like, ambidextrous,
but
like,
the thing is, the cops would have that even to this day.
Yeah.
They would have situations where they just, in their gut,
they know
it.
And you can't prove
They
it.
don't know it.
That's
And
what
they
you
got no
can prove.
proof.
Yeah.
But, like, I like that about that because that makes them honest.
Yeah.
Like, which is not how I feel in general about police nowadays anyway. Like, I feel like they would, I don't know,
convict for the sake
convict
of getting
on just
conviction.
like convict on fucking circumstantial. It's like we got all the circumstantial evidence, and we feel like that's enough. It's like, is it?
Yeah.
Is it enough?
See, we've had a similar kind of discussion before. Like, was it about the death penalty?
Yeah.
And we were
Yeah.
saying, is it better to bring back the death penalty and know that like 1% of people you're killing is probably actually innocent for the sake of getting rid of the other people? I feel like it's a bit like that in the sense of like, do you want to remove the laws that are stopping you from being able to arrest that guy when you're 90% sure that he did it?
Yeah.
Or do you keep it and make it, you know, kind of more fair for everyone else?
No, like, if you're going to have the death penalty, which is probably, like, nowadays doesn't make as much sense because we now know that most crimes are committed because they're mentally unstable. And probably should be on medication. But beyond that, you just make it that unless there's actual, like, video proof, like concrete proof, people saw you, recorded it, and there's, like, eyewitness testimony, and there's, like, hardcore evidence, then you can't be committed, like, you can't be murdered, like, murdered, what's it called?
Yeah. You can't be
Executed.
murdered. You murder them, they murder you.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, if there's, like, 100% proof,
Yeah.
alright, then maybe you could be put up for it, but otherwise, no.
Well, it does, like, obviously you can't have video evidence of every serious crime, but
Well,
it
that's
does...
my point, is like, if you have that kind of evidence,
But you've got to
then
be
you
able to
can put
convict
them-
people with other stuff, like DNA and everything, but it
no,
does...
you can convict them, but
Yeah.
not for the death penalty.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fair. It just,
Right.
it makes me think of that woman that, like, ran out of a hotel room down to the lobby and said that her partner had beat her and she had bruises coming up and swelling and she'd been punched in the face and stuff and she had bruises all over her.
Oh,
And she
yeah.
was, like, suing him for divorce and going to take up all his money and that. And then finally, when it was going to court, he's sworn the whole time he's never touched her. And the hotel finds an elevator video of her running out of the room screaming and crying so people hear her, getting in the elevator and punching herself in the face over and over and over. Like, she caused all her own injuries and she was just trying to get his money. And I just think, shit, like, maybe we do need cameras
You're like,
everywhere.
fuck, how much did he, like, damage her mentally?
Oh my god,
really
that's
was
not
his
what I
fault.
said.
No. Like, that's proves exactly why you shouldn't be able to just have
He said,
someone's
she said.
word
Yeah.
against someone.
I hate hearsay.
Like-
The fact, like, I do understand, like, if you see an accident or a murder or something, it's like, we need witnesses. But then, why do you trust the witnesses?
Yeah.
You know, like, to what point do you value that testimony? People lie. And you can stand in court and you can touch the Bible and put your hand in the air and say, I swear to tell the truth because God's watching.
So who in their right mind would punch himself in the face, though? Like, she has to be telling the truth.
Yeah, right? Like, why would she lie?
Yeah.
Because she a
I
psycho
think
bitch.
Jamie was saying they don't take witness testimonies as much anymore.
Yeah, I've
Like,
noticed
it doesn't mean, like...
You've got to
carry-
have more than just a witness saying, I saw this. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, sure you did, but...
But the point is, it's still powerful
For
evidence
swaying a jury, especially.
for a jury.
Yeah.
For a jury. And I don't like that.
No.
You shouldn't be able to, like, say that it doesn't have any power when it has a lot of power swaying a jury.
Absolutely.
But
There have been times when a jury has let someone off. Actually, while I was cooking dinner tonight, I was listening to your mum watch a crime show. And there was this guy who murdered his boyfriend and, like, left his body in the woods. And he got away with it because... I can't remember. The way that they got information out of him, the police got information... They questioned him.
Use that.
Yeah, they questioned him, caught him in a lie. He
Yeah.
literally went to Bunnings and bought, like, duct tape and a shovel or something. He bought 2 really sus items.
Yeah.
When they asked him, he claimed that he hadn't gone out that day. He hadn't been to Bunnings. Like, he'd never done anything. He was home all day. And it was something about, the fact that they hadn't told him at the start of the interview that he was a suspect meant that it wasn't admissible. And so the parents of this murdered guy, they were like, wait, he got caught in a lie. He said that he hadn't gone out that day. You've got camera footage of him buying sus items at Bunnings, murder items,
Yeah.
and he's getting let off because the cops didn't say he was a suspect. And they're like, yeah. And so the whole thing was because in court they said in front of a jury, like, oh yeah, but he wasn't told at the time and blah, blah, blah. The interview wasn't fair. The jury let him off.
Yeah. Well, they have to do the right thing and assume that they never heard that information.
Yeah.
You
And
have
they
to
don't.
because, like, you have to though, because they like the police have to be held to certain standards.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just open for abuse.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess.
You would know, everyone has days that they can't be bothered working as hard at work.
Yeah.
Police would be the same. They would be lazy ass cunts.
But their
That would just be like
affect people's
Yeah.
lives for the rest of their lives.
But my point is that if it didn't, they'd just be like sweep shit under the rug.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I asked him. He said this. Like, did he really say that, or are you just saying that because you can't be bothered working harder to get the truth out? Or like,
I still find it weird that they've got body cams and don't use them.
just get the fuck out of me. It was
Like,
not intentional.
We brought in the body cams so that we don't have to take.
Are we still talking about Zodiac?
Yes, we are, because it's the crime edition. The fact that, they've got body cams and it was brought in so that we wouldn't have to just take their word for it. It's like, oh yeah, the suspect had a knife, that's why I shot them. It's like, oh, we really need a camera. And now half the time, like in America and Australia, they're not turned on.
Yeah.
Or the audio is not on. And it's like, I gave them a fair, warning. I yelled at them and it's like...
Wait, do we have them here?
Yeah.
Mandatory?
No. And there's not that many of them either. I thought a few years ago they were bringing them out for everyone, and then I don't know what happened.
They should have to wear hats that have 360-degree cameras recording.
Ah, that would be so good. Also, someone monitoring
and they flash
it in
red
a
and
room.
blue.
Yeah, you're trying to sneak up on someone in your fucking hat, and they're like, "Boy, I wish we didn't need these."
That's such a get for not being truthful.
The law is the law.
All right, now that we've had a crime discussion for Crime Week, back to the Zodiac.
Yeah, well, that was the most fun in this episode.
Yeah.
Now back to the movie.
Yeah.
No,
I guess I'm the only one here who enjoyed it.
Look, I did like it, to be fair.
It was so dry.
I honestly would cut 30 minutes out of this and possibly replace it with stuff like Robert Downey Jr.'s Spiral. And
Look, I just fucking cut 30 minutes out of this.
Yeah, I think it just went too long.
2 hour and 40-minute fucking cock tease.
I say just cut 30 minutes out and turn it to a Netflix series.
Well, here's the thing. I think if this was a Netflix series, I would have liked it more because obviously with episodes of things, you will get the odd episode of something that's not great, but it's not often that you get an episode that is the whole thing slow. So I feel like it would have had more of a chance to keep my interest the whole time and keep things interesting and really not skip anything.
No, see, they easily would have padded other things out. Like, they could have gone through him making his book and they could have gone through his side of things, going through interviews and they would have easily done it where, whole episode where he's doing interviews but still getting those dodgy phone calls and stuff like that. Really sus phone calls, and that would all they need to pad out that episode. They could easily make a whole season out of it.
I would have even liked to see later on, even if it was different actors, showing that up until this guy dies, he was still getting phone calls. Then the guy dies and the phone calls stop, and he kind of goes around going, "Hey, told ya."
And they would pad stuff out with things that didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
It only has to be based loosely on the true story.
Considering we don't have all the facts anyway, there's so much they could have done with it. I do think for what it is, though, for a story with so many, I guess, missing pieces and no real ending, they didn't do too badly wrapping it up. I don't actually hate the ending. I actually kind of...
There's no ending.
Satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, but that's how it is in real life. They
time skip fucking 10 years and then 10 years.
Actually, that is one thing I did hate. The fact that it would show you the year and the date, and then 15 minutes later it'd do it again, and I'm like, wait, what was the last one? What year is it? They were so frequent.
Went to 81, just suddenly out of the blue, and suddenly his book was a bestseller.
Yeah.
And then it showed the scene where the guy that lived from the first killing. They found him somehow.
Yeah.
In 81.
Yeah.
Asked him who out of this lineup was the person. He points to Lee, and then at times skips another 10 years and tells you, "Sorry, We still didn't get him, even with this.
That felt quite real to me, like it was taken word for word, that guy identifying.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yeah, that's him. And then he was like, but he was rounder in the face like this guy. And
Because
they
it
were like,
looks like an old picture when he was skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he's like, oh, it's this guy. And he's like, no, it's definitely like, I think it's this guy. And he said he was 8 out of 10 sure or something. And it made me think, like, no wonder they couldn't fucking convict the guy.
Yeah.
Like,
but he's being honest. They don't want to
Yeah.
hear anything. They
Yeah.
don't want to hear a shred of doubt.
yeah.
Like 80% is like you would get destroyed in
Yeah.
court.
And that's like, even if he'd said 100% that's the guy that did it, they're going to be like, it was 20 years ago. Like, you
Yeah.
don't really know. I feel like they were fucked. Like, after it had been 5 years, it was never going to get solved unless the guy came out and confessed.
Yeah.
But in the real case, people are wondering if there's more information about his identity in the letters that haven't been solved.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so obsessed with it. But the fact that it's been so long and still nothing's been solved, it really makes me think there's no answer to it.
No, I guarantee, like, he did not expect that they would solve it so easy.
Yeah.
And then he just made up some gibberish.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or he
to
just
fuck with
went
them.
really hardcore and did, like, 8 ciphers over the top of each other. Like, you create like the code, and then you make another code and then convert that into the code,
Yeah.
and make another code and convert that into the code,
It
so
could
that
be
you would
that.
need like 3 like ciphers to decipher it
It's
all.
funny because it makes it look like the guy was intelligent, but it sounds like he probably wasn't that crazy intelligent. Like,
No.
he got the books, he did basic code, and he probably spent a bit of time, like, probably liked reading, he liked his movies.
It's not
That's
that
what
smart.
I reckon. I think he was sort of like a little bit slow or something, like with the way he was stalking the girl and the way he was like a creepy pedophile. But the fact that, yeah, he was able to go to the library, get some books, and put together a like crazy code and everything for it to. I guess that's the thing. If you,
He was a teacher, wasn't he?
yeah, he was. So he must be somewhat intelligent. But he
Yeah.
was a teacher of little children.
He
So
was teaching them all the wrong things.
He's like, 2 + 2 is you're getting fucked.
2 + 2 is 4 fingers.
Jesus.
We should edit that out. I mean,
I'm gonna edit back in. Hear it
Oh.
twice.
you just play it on loop. Oh shit.
Anyway, he did weird stuff like based his name off of a watch that he wore,
Yeah.
told someone what he had planned to do,
Yeah, that's
It's
the
like-
part that didn't make sense.
then still used the name, and yeah, it's just he stopped sending letters when he went to jail.
Yeah.
So like,
It must be bloody him, unless it was someone who
No, that's what I'm
knew
saying.
him.
The other guy might have been deliberately framing him.
Yeah.
He seems like the low-key, really smart
Mastermind.
guy
Yeah.
that did this, like knowing that he would get the blame for it,
Mhm.
and so he was smart enough to not do it. But then the other guy that survived ID'd him,
Yeah. Shit, that's true.
so like makes me feel like maybe they were doing it together.
Yeah. I'd like to know if that scene in the house with the basement and everything actually happened, because then you'd be like, well, there's 2 of them working together.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was just for the movie, it's like, oh.
Well, no, it makes me think that maybe the scene in the basement isn't what happened, but he probably heard someone else in the house. That's what they were getting at. Like, is there someone else here? We didn't see who it was, though.
But the guy lived alone.
He said no one was there.
He said no one was home, though.
Hmm.
And then
Mm.
from maybe the real person who was in that house, he heard someone else in the house.
So he probably just heard noises because
Hmm.
he's in a cellar.
It's a big cat.
Well, so that's what I mean. We don't know if the cellar scene was true. They could have
Well,
just
in the
added
cellar
that.
scene, they made it look like the floorboards were
Yeah, yeah.
depressing.
Yeah.
But for all we know,
He says
the
a cat.
guy's like the
How
guy's
fucking
story,
heavy is the cat?
Yeah, it's fucking big
Wow,
cat.
don't fat shame. Fat cat shame.
And he just really had just said that he heard something, and they just made it that he saw the floorboards creaking
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the movie. Like, I don't know.
Oh, he may have had the suspicion. He's like, I think someone else was in the house. Or felt like someone else was there.
I must say that was probably... It felt a little bit out of place for the pace of the rest of the movie.
Yeah, no.
But that scene when he's like, oh, I know it's him, like, the handwriting matches on the poster, and he's like, I make the posters. And he's just like,
that was
Rowan,
definitely that was the biggest change. But everything from Jake Gyllenhaal up
Mhm.
felt like another director.
Yeah, I agree. It was really
It
odd.
felt like a different movie to me.
Yeah, it does. It feels like that was just completely different. Even the way that Mark Ruffalo's character felt, it felt like a different person had taken charge of him for the end. Like, different directions completely. His character just felt better. Like, I don't know. It was really different. I'm wondering if
It
something
really does
happened.
feel like they tried to cram. It feels like, you know, the whole turning books in the movies, not doing it justice. That's what this movie felt like.
Well, no, it's more like the Zodiac Killer is an interesting story, but they didn't want to make a movie where it was just based on the killer and then they didn't capture anyone.
Yeah.
So they had to pad it out with.
You have to move the mic up a tad.
They had to pad it out with the cartoonist's story
Hmm.
and how he came up with what he came up with.
Yeah.
If they didn't go into his life a little, that almost wouldn't have been a movie. It would have been pretty boring.
Well, they could have went into anyone else's life.
Yeah, well, not really, because he was the key instrument to why.
They got as far as they did.
Yeah, like he.
I do wonder why it focused. Like, obviously he wrote the book, but it did feel weird to basically completely get rid of Robert Downey Jr.'s character for a huge portion of the film after he was so important at the start.
Yeah.
Maybe he did just go quiet afterwards.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Like, maybe
They
these
did show
missing
that he hadn't
pieces
seen them.
are
like-
literally missing pieces.
Like, no, it was more that he was accused of. I know that was the police officer.
The police officer got accused and lost his job, didn't he?
Yeah, which is bullshit. He got found innocent eventually.
Oh, regardless of that, we should probably try and wrap it up quickly. But before we get to the scoring, what is your favorite and least favorite scene?
Favorite is the house. Everything in the house with that guy. It just, yeah, it was nice to finally have it all build up to something. Although I did also like it when he was knocking on Mark Ruffalo's house in the rain. And he's like, I'll meet you at the front door. And he's like, no, you won't. And he's like, I'm going to call the cops. Like, call the cops, honey. And his wife just goes back to bed. She's like, yeah, whatever.
We saw her stand up once. That whole movie.
She stood up twice.
Every time she was just in bed answering phones.
I like the scene where he murders the young couple
I was about to say that's mine.
near
That scene's so brutal.
the lake.
Well, when he ties them up.
Yeah.
It
makes
feels
them think
so
he's gonna
out of
leave
place.
them. Yeah.
It feels like he's going to rob them or let them go or whatever, and then all of a sudden they just start stabbing in the back. It's
What
so
about she's like, where did he go? Is he hiding behind a tree? And he's just walking up to them. It's so creepy.
He's literally just walking, like, grabbing some shit and coming back.
I think
Like, he
that-
came up to suss them out,
yeah.
and then was like, yeah, I'll do these two, and then just, like, walks off, go grabs his stuff.
Oh, also, different note. You remember the first killing?
Mm.
How they showed the silver car on the side of the road
Mm.
after the killing?
Mm.
Yeah, like when he what's his name? Lee pulled up, when they were going through his fucking house, he was in the silver car. Did you notice?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was the same car
No, I
that you
didn't
saw on the
really
side of the road
remember.
earlier.
Oh, actually, yeah. I remember. I was like, "Fuck! When does he pull up to the trailer?" And I'm like, "Yeah, squirrels." Yeah,
Yeah.
Squirrels.
yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So, but how true is that? Like, if they actually knew that information, like, wouldn't that be enough to, like, have arrested him earlier on?
It sounds like they needed the real hard stuff. They couldn't go
The
by...
real hard what? Like, the
But they had
writing
no
had to
idea-
match up?
No, but
He
they
could have
didn't
had
know-
someone else write it for him.
Yeah, no, but it's like, just because you're in the area doesn't mean you did it, kind of thing.
Yeah, I know, but there's enough to, like, you know how, like, you take someone and you're like, I'm putting you under arrest, and then you hold them until you talk to the district attorney. I don't know how the fuck it works. If fucking Law
Look,
and
there
Order
should have
tells
been
me
enough-
anything,
there should have
is
been
you
enough
arrest them
to get
and then
the
work out
warrant.
the details later.
Well, they got enough to get his handwriting, didn't they? Wasn't that the whole point?
Well, they managed to get some handwriting, some samples. They got
Yeah, but it
a
was-
warrant.
It was wrong, though, wasn't it? Because it was the other guy's handwriting.
It was left and right, right handwriting, and none of it matched.
Yeah. Also, like some of the letters were changing or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy said that he realized that he was able to change the way he wrote certain letters just enough so that they couldn't get a match, basically.
Yeah, but none of his handwriting matched the letters. And the DNA on the letter, on the envelopes, didn't match his. So, like, you got to think, like, stop assuming that he wrote the letters.
Yeah, yeah.
What if someone else wrote the letter for him? But
so much stuff to this. I feel like it would be a really cool series
Yeah.
if they tried and covered as much as they could of all the evidence and kind of like just let you kind of decide by showing you everything that they had found.
Can't really think what my least favorite scene would be. It's probably a time when it was slower, but I can't remember it because it had nothing to it, like nothing that stands out.
Yeah, no, because everything was kind of like it was always set at a certain pace.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of this like what if it like really dipped lower.
what about if it was like the lead character did kill the first two lot of
I
people?
think the first two, yeah, most likely.
And somehow that guy in the house at the basement knew about it.
Well, he did
And
have
he
the
was
video
the
from that
Zodiac
guy.
killer from then on.
Actually, whatever happened with that tape? Like the reel of film.
He said he picked it up
Yeah, so where's that?
and recorded his killings, but like I don't know how he was recording his killings when he was sneaking up on people in
And
the
also,
dark.
why did he wear that weird suit and then take it off when he thought they were going to die? Why take it off?
It's weird.
Did blood get on the eye hole? What happened?
How did that kid in the beginning live being shot,
In the neck?
falling down, and then the guy gets in his car, he starts moving again, he comes back and shoots him more,
Yeah.
and he still lived?
Bullets were weak.
Yeah.
Love is strong.
Fuck off.
That's all I can think of. Maybe it was just a shitty gun.
Yeah.
Also, what was it that chick freaking... Like, the roles were reversed. It's like, she was the guy and he was the girl. It's weird.
What one?
Like, she brings him out. And do you remember in the beginning, the opening
Oh,
scene?
yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
now I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about, like, 69.
Yeah, but we're talking about she was a harlot. She was married and used to invite men over all the time.
Yeah.
That's true.
There
She
was-
looks like she was 16.
I know, that's what I didn't understand. I'm like, oh, teenagers. And then they're like, is that your husband? I'm like, what fucking husband? She's
Yeah, I know.
12. So it was weird.
I thought they were, like, high schoolers and, like, she's got her license and he doesn't or something.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It was odd.
Can't think of least favorite.
I'm trying.
Least favorite.
You know, when I think about the movie, and I think there's only a handful of shit that stands out.
Mm.
There's so much in between that I couldn't even
2 hours
name.
and 40 minutes, Kane. And you can boil it down to, like, 8 minutes of fucking scenes.
Actually, it was kind of annoying when they went to see the talk show host dude. And he was telling them that he had the letter for like a week and a half or something.
Mm.
That was like irritating. But there was one specific part. Oh, actually, wait. Another favorite part is when the cartoon artist goes to find Lee at the hardware store and he just eyeballs him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, can I help you? And he's like, no. And then they just have that moment where they like look at each other and you see like the killer's face change as he realizes that it's him. And then he just walks out and I'm just like, ooh, like he knows that you know.
10 years later.
You know, like, I don't know. I thought that was cool, especially
That
considering...
was to do with the whole I just want to stand there and look and know it's him thing.
Yeah. And I want him to know that I know,
Mm.
considering like he was pretty sure that's the guy harassing him with calls and stuff. But it's weird to think that the cops couldn't even work out where the calls were coming from. Like, what, you don't have 1-800 reverse whatever the thing is? You know, when
They
someone...
needed 15 minutes to track a call.
I know, but... God damn, it
You
doesn't...
do realise it was all, like, hardwired lines.
Yeah.
Wasn't all going through computers.
Yeah, but remember on your house phone, you used to be able to push 1-800 something something.
And call them
That
back.
was a
and it would call
feature
them back.
that you had
Telstra
in the
was
early
great.
90s.
Look,
not in the
I love
70s.
I love that feature.
Most
They
of
had
what-
fucking police phone box things
Mhm.
just on the side of the road.
Oh wait, most hated Robert Downey Jr. going on that thing on his own. made no
Yeah,
sense.
It definitely made me upset.
And the fact that that guy then takes his date home and she just won't go away, and then eventually has his children. Like,
well, that's what happens when they don't go away.
I don't think he even liked her that much. He was like,
I know, he's
I
so not interested.
I guess I'll keep her. She won't go. She
Like, I
seems
guess
interested.
you can come home with me because we've got food.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, don't worry, I'm not trying to get you to come home with me. And she's like, I'll get the food to go. And he's like, bitch, that ain't what I said. Like,
yeah.
I'm getting my pasta and I'm going home. But
Yeah, I honestly can't think of. I think there's just too many.
yeah,
Not too many. It's just I can't see
no,
one
too
that
many low points.
nothing stood out. Because I really enjoyed it, but then again, I love the crime genre. So
Yeah. All right, well, want to go on to rating?
nah, we'll go to the next thing. Who you fuck, marry, kill?
Come on, man. What are we gonna do that for every movie?
Every movie until the people say stop.
Well, definitely don't marry the hussy that got killed in the first scene because you know she cheating on you.
Mm.
I don't know who's even in this movie.
It's an all-star cast.
I'd marry. Oh, that's hard. Okay, I'd marry Mark Ruffalo because he's such a dad, and I'd fuck Robert Downey Jr.
Which one's Mark Ruffalo?
The Hulk.
The cop.
Oh. He's such a dad. What does that mean?
He's a dad.
He's such a dad. Yeah.
What does that mean?
No one knows.
I'd sleep with Robert Downey Jr. before he goes crazy.
You sure? You don't want the boat?
I'm pretty fucking sure I don't want the boat. And I would kill.
You're like the Zodiac killer.
Ooh. Yeah, he was pretty rude to that couple he tied up. It's pretty disrespectful. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably kill the creepy hardware dude, the possible Zodiac killer, or the police chief dude, because he was douchey.
He wasn't douchey.
He was pretty douchey.
He wasn't.
Or who's the other douche? Oh no, wait, I might kill basement guy, because if he was fucking with everyone, he deserves it.
I'll kill the fucking main guy. He's so annoying. Let it go. Like, seriously, man, go back to your comics.
No, he can't let it go.
Let
No.
it go.
He's got to write a
No,
book.
he's got to write a book.
He's
gotta write a
autistic
movie.
as fuck.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
No, it's Jake
you didn't even
Gyllenhaal.
notice his child was missing.
Stop it. It went back to its original mum.
Why did he even have a child? It didn't even touch on why he had a child by himself.
Didn't he have 2 kids as well? Because I
No,
thought he
he
was
No,
had
one.
one.
he had one kid.
The other
Oh.
kids were hers.
I think he had 2. And
Actually, wait, I think he may have had a girl, was it?
he had 2 kids, but he only had access to one of them. And then he has another kid, like he has the
Yeah.
baby with the new missus. I'm pretty sure.
God knows.
Something like that.
God knows.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What?
kill him for sure.
Who you
Right.
fucking? You fucking the Zodiac?
No. He does that enough to himself. I'll take the stabbed couple.
Take them where?
Take the squirrel.
Are you fucking the stack
Take the
couple?
The girl.
Okay.
While tied up.
Oh, cool. Yeah. On our
Well tied up.
anniversary.
And I will marry a squirrel.
I knew you were going to say that. I was about to fucking say marry a squirrel. God damn it. Which one? The one with the big balls in the cage?
Definitely the caged one.
Hmm.
And big balls.
Yeah. Big squirrel nuts.
Why are they so big for its size?
Who would I kill?
It's impractical.
It is impractical.
Yeah, I'd
Hmm.
kill the dumbass cops that didn't stop the guy.
Oh, yeah. Those fuckers.
They
they're-
didn't know.
They're like.
I can't
this-
believe they gave him a hard time too.
No.
The
they
thing
needed a
fucking
They're like,
said-
there was a
time.
shooting nearby. Let's just let people walk off.
No,
But
look,
you
'cause-
don't. Like, they were looking specifically
No,
for.
but Kane made that argument too, and my first thing to him was, "What about witnesses?" And Kane's like,
Mm.
"Oh yeah."
Mm.
So
Yeah, I know, but this is part of that cop thing where it's like, if you're a lazy person in general, you're gonna be a lazy cop.
so kill them.
You're like, I don't want to talk to this weirdo in a fucking coat.
Yeah,
I don't want to
shuffling
cook
a
this
bit.
weirdo covered in blood.
He's shuffling a little bit. He's wearing a trench coat. He's covered in blood, and they're like,
He's white though.
"Eh,
He's like,
he's not our murderer. Let's deal with that another day."
Yeah.
also, they're like, the guy was clearly dressed in black. How did they get confused with it being a
Also-
black male?
I don't think he would have been covered in blood. He shot him from behind.
But then he
Yeah.
climbed all over him and ripped his shirt off him.
He would have had a bit of blood on him, but nothing to be like, not like, you know.
But he shot him in the
You wouldn't be
neck.
dripping with blood all over.
It depends, I guess, the spray pattern.
I don't know. It looked like he shot him through the head and the neck, and blood would have gone everywhere. And then the blood-soaked shirt was pretty bloody, and he's like trying to take the shirt off him.
Alright.
I don't think it's as much blood as you're thinking.
I don't know.
Well, we're gonna need the wheel soon, because we're gonna get to everyone's predictions and then move on to what's next.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Oh, what about Martin's comments?
I asked for them, and Martin said, "It's too much to type. I can't be bothered." So then I said, "How about sending a voice memo?" And he said, "Too lazy." So thank you, Martin, for your contribution this week. As always, it is much appreciated.
Alright, well, before we get to that, I'm gonna quickly
What are
pause
you
it.
showing me? What are you showing me? This is an inappropriate time.
Back on. Actually, no, we're back on. Alright, let's get on to rating it. What do you get it for critical?
Critical? If it was supposed to be dry and boring, they succeeded. It
Yeah,
does have a
that's
lot
what
of
it
star
was.
power. So I'm going to have to give it solid 3.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of... I'm gonna say, what's some crime movies you've watched? Like, what do you think of Goodfellas?
Entertaining. You know what I think of that. We rated it. It's in Colosseum.
Yeah, but I couldn't remember what your...
I don't remember what I gave it.
But like, so you're right. I guess that's done a little differently. Have you seen The Departed or anything?
No.
Or any other? What about like Reservoir Dogs or something like that? You know that?
It was great.
It's also like an old classic kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that.
See, these are all like designed with like the specific location and kind of like
This is
set
different.
story in mind.
This is like those serial... This is basically a serial killer like Hannibal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit more similar to this. Well, what do you think of Silence of the Lambs?
That's
Actually,
the one.
you get to see him anyway.
I need to watch that again. I think I haven't watched that for about 15 years.
Like, they're all slow because they don't want to give you everything all in one lump sum.
Mm.
Like, they drag it out over the length of a movie.
Yeah.
So it's going to feel slow because you're not really getting to see as much of the action as if it was an action movie. That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
these movies are purely designed for the thrill of the mystery kind of thing.
Yeah.
Probably the same as who's that writer? The murder mystery writer?
Agatha Christie?
Yeah, like it'd be slow, you're just reading it, you're getting characters, you're getting their backstories, you're getting motives. And like there's no real action.
Like, imagine watching, like, you know, the Liam Neeson movie Taken, but from
She
the
doesn't
cops'
get
perspective.
taken.
No, from the cops' perspective. They're just coming in the murder scenes, and you're just seeing the cops behind the scenes
I'm
trying
sorry,
to
but
work out
sounds great.
who's trying to work out who killed all these people.
It sounds really fun.
Yeah, I'm down.
So just be like, this guy's come here and he's like done all this, and you're like, who is this? How is he doing this? Do you know what I mean? That'd be like a really thrilling question.
No, but like you don't know that it's one guy. Like, it can't be one guy.
No.
It's got to be rival gangs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
Look,
like-
if you're telling me I want to watch John Wick from the cops' point of view,
Yeah.
yes, I do want to see that. I like crime mysteries.
that's basically what it is. Fucking John Wick from the cops' perspective afterwards. You never get to see any of the action. You're just seeing the after effects.
Yeah, you're right. Now, see, biggest point takeaway from me is I liked it. It felt good, but it felt like it was incomplete.
Obviously, for good reasons.
Yeah, no, but I don't just mean they didn't find him. I mean this needs to be longer. It's like there's not enough covered in this, and whether they had more information or not, like
I think they should have just padded it out for the movie's sake.
yeah, I guess
The guy was... their lead suspect was dead. So...
Say you liked My Little Pony and fairies and make him weird. Add another
Well, they already
half-
made him pretty weird. He was kind of like... He's a pedophile. It's weird enough.
It's an affliction.
He wears watches. That's weird.
It's true.
Fuck off.
Kane.
Hey, What are you trying to say? You trying to say what pedophiles wear watches?
Hey, look.
I'm not saying it.
I didn't say that. Okay. Can't
Good.
get me for
Don't say
defamation.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they could have had it out more, like as in entertainment-wise.
Yeah.
And removed a little bit of the boringness.
They definitely could have cut it down more. Like, to be fair, it almost feels like Robert Downey's character didn't even fucking need to be there.
True.
I'm not even sure if he really contributed too much other than he was a marked man because he called out the fucking
He
the
did
Zodiac
fuck
killer.
up the investigation, though.
Yeah.
I feel like all the scenes that took place at their work were boring.
See, I know, because I feel like that's the kind of stuff I feel like would be interesting. Being at the newspaper during that time.
10 minutes of it, though. Not
It only-
40.
It only got interesting besides the actual murders. Like, it only got interesting once the cartoonist started doing it full time.
Yeah, that's when it
Yeah.
felt like a movie, like a different movie.
Yeah. And that's probably where their creative side came in. And they started just embellishing on stuff because it felt too much like a movie at that point.
If he's the one who wrote the book, like it'd be interesting, I guess, now to read the book and see, like, if it is mostly from his kind of perspective of
Guarantee
grabbing.
he was the Zodiac.
It's just him the whole time.
Did it ever feel like that for you guys, though, watching the movie? Where you ever like, I think Jake Gyllenhaal did it.
I feel like this is a really good movie to watch for the first time if you don't know about the Zodiac Killer,
Mm-hmm.
and you know.
Which anyone now that's listening
Yeah,
to this podcast
right?
will not know.
Damn it!
If you've just listened to the entire movie in this podcast, go watch the movie. We won't tell you what happens at the end.
I'm just saying you should watch it before you get spoiled.
Look, if you fucking skip to this part of the podcast, don't listen to any more. Go watch the movie.
Yep. You're welcome.
It's one. I feel like it's just one of those movies. It would have been better to watch not knowing anything going in, other than like when I first watched this.
I didn't know anything until
Amy
came along and fucking spoiled shit.
Like,
but to be fair, I did that with Viking.
Oh, you
yeah.
read the wiki on it.
No, I just read what the what's his name? Something Ragnar
Lothbrok.
Yeah, his actual. I don't know. I suppose it's hearsay history.
Yeah.
But kind of history. I'm like, oh, he dies. And Amy's like, you motherfucker, I've been watching seasons of this. I ruined seasons of it. What she did worse because it was to me.
Your internet is like not working, by the way.
It's fine.
Okay, well, it's not.
Like, if I had went into watching Spartacus, not already knowing most of the story of Spartacus, would have been terrific. I wouldn't have seen that coming.
If only I remembered Spartacus.
Oh my god.
I'd get your points.
How can you not remember?
I don't know.
Haven't they made you watch it half a dozen times by now?
No.
They watched it
once. Twice?
Yeah, I think twice.
Really?
I think I watched it the original time and then again
when
later.
Again.
Definitely later.
Later.
Yeah.
Definitely after the first time of watching it.
Yes.
All right. What's wait, what was your critical? I'm going to go 3.5.
Yeah, I went 3.5. It was fine. Like, it had good points and bad points. It's just basically one of those things where I'm taking away 0.5 for certain issues I had. So, yeah 3.5. And you're giving it 3.5?
Yeah. For me, it should have been a series.
Yeah. So,
not even like a long one. You know, like 5 episodes even or something
I know
like
what
that.
you mean.
Just a little more time to give characters some more depth.
Alright, so what about personnel?
Personal? I like the movie. I do not think I will be probably watching it again. I feel like I remembered it being really good because it was the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
Which was really entertaining. And this movie is not going to get better after the first time watching it. It's like...
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, like you know...
Yeah, you know what's coming.
You know what's coming. There. It's like if you're the rewatch... I don't know, The Sixth Sense, you could probably go twice and then it's just all downhill from then.
I love The Sixth Sense still. Same with Signs.
Signs and Sixth Sense are two very different things. The Sixth Sense, literally, once you get the punchline, that's fucking it for the movie. Like, that's it. What is that?
I've got to remake the wheel because the other site's down.
That is a disgusting wheel.
Shut up.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3. I think no. Still is. I still really still enjoy it, but it's just gonna get worse from here. I'll go 3.5.
I'm going 2.5.
So 3.5.
No, 2.
2. Personal.
Wait, did we get Martins?
Yes, I've got it. I'll announce it in a minute.
But I want it now.
Why does he get to go before me?
No, you can go if you want.
Go where?
I'm going. No, okay, I think I want to give it a 3. Because that'll give it 6.5. That feels fair. Yeah, no, I'm giving it a 3. I don't think I can give it a 3.5 because I don't think it deserves 7 out of 10 just for the fact that I genuinely lost interest.
You shouldn't be basing your second score off your first score.
No, but I'm kind of I was torn on the 2 and I was like, oh, is it that much of a difference? But then when I think about it overall, it's a difference.
Also, I'm very surprised at Martins.
So am I. You want to know what
Did he
Martin
love
gave
this?
it? You want to know what he gave it?
But he's fucking giving it like an 8.
Yeah, he did.
It's 8.
It's 8.
Fuck off! Get out of here, Martin! Fucking... it's just all that Fallout cock he's been taking.
76 inches of it.
76 inches. Like a
Around.
tapeworm.
Around.
Alright.
For once, I'm not angry with his. I can see, first time watching this, I would have said that.
Alright.
It makes sense. He likes boring tedium. Just like Fallout.
That's what you need to do. You need to alright, watch a movie and then watch it again a week later and be like, does it still hold up?
Is
Oh.
it still shit?
Does it get better? Does it get worse?
Alright,
So I don't think that's important to Martin if a movie's has rewatchability. That is to me. I can still appreciate a movie for its the initial watch.
It depends how you look at it because that's where you one of those things where it's how much does something cost? Does that count towards the review? Some people say yes, some people say no. Do you know what I mean? The product is the product.
It comes in the critical part.
Yeah, no, but the product is the product itself. This is what you're looking at. It's just because the dickheads put this price on it, doesn't matter what the price is, this is the product.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you watch something like Endgame, and even with all the flaws in it, still visually appealing to watch.
Yeah.
So that
But if
counts
it costs,
for something.
yeah, no, but it's
if they only had a budget of $1 million.
No, I mean, if
they
you
would
paid
not have got
$100 to go see it or $10 to go see it, that shouldn't change the review. Whereas some people, it would change the review, others it wouldn't. It works more with video games than movies because movies are all
I know what you're
cheap range.
saying, and you either do all your movies and reviews with that in mind,
Yeah,
or you do none. One way or the other is fine with me.
that's where the number doesn't matter.
If your review is based on value for dollar, or it's just purely based on the movie.
If you're based on the product or the whole
product
whole
or the
experience,
movie.
Yeah,
the product or the movie. They're two different things.
Alright.
Are they?
What do we
the product.
need?
Sorry,
what do we need for this wheel? Because I've had to rewrite it. Are there any that I could be forgetting?
It's just
probably a lot.
crime, western, comedy, sci-fi, horror, action, drama, anime, musical.
Got all them.
Just remember, we've knocked out a few of them.
Documentary.
We've knocked out a few of them.
Biography.
Oh, biography.
Biopic. We've
Ugh.
got that one, but yeah.
Well, I'm not on this new wheel. Alright. I'm going.
Wait, what was
for
the
it.
end result?
I sent it to you. So it ends
God
up
fucking
being
damn it.
6.6.
6.6, hey?
Yep. 6.6.
Alright, let's see where 6.6 was. That's pretty low. I think that's just above a Clockwork, which is a fucking shame.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I know, as if it fucking got above Clockwork.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Oh, comedy.
Huh?
It was nearly family, but it's comedy.
Yes.
Ooh.
Isn't comedy already done?
No?
Lie.
Maybe.
No, but was Lie Lie before we were choosing?
Yeah, that was
genres?
before we had the wheel, I think.
Should have remembered these.
It was
what was
before
the
we had
number?
wheel.
What was the number?
6.6.
What
Wait.
was the actual number?
How'd you get 6.6?
What was the actual number?
6.62?
Oh, 6.62. Okay, that's why. Because that puts it below Goodfellas, but above A Long Way Down.
It's better than A Long Way Down. You ruined that for us.
It's definitely better than A Long Way Down.
No,
I'm sorry.
It was
is.
better than Long Way Down,
refuse to accept.
but not by much.
10 out of 10, less Brit.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck
That's the only
yous.
reason it's better.
Fuck you.
Alright, let me have a... How do I do a... Oh, there's no order to these. God damn it.
Look, we got to think of a comedy movie, and someone needs to ask Martin.
Alright, well, while we think, I'm going to pause it. So we don't
It's
do
not fair.
pause
We
it.
need to do more choices. Black Cock movie.
Alright, we're back with the Black Cock movie. So, everyone's made a decision. What was Martin's?
Deadpool.
Alright, so we've got Deadpool. What's yours, Aaron?
Monty Python and Search for the Holy Grail.
Okay, what's yours?
All right, hang on, I'm writing that down. Monty Python
Why are you writing it down?
and the Holy Grail to send to Martin.
Why?
He doesn't get a choice.
He gets to vote.
He doesn't.
He
Alright.
chose Deadpool.
No, but voting out.
Ah, okay.
I picked Where the Millers.
Ooh, I do like that.
That was funny.
I like that movie. What's yours? Is it that fucking... I swear to God, Kane.
It's not Black Dynamite,
What is it?
though that will be my next power play.
What is it?
The Naked Gun.
The original?
Yep, the first
That's
Naked
three
Gun. Not fucking 3/4 or some shit.
Oh, we should have done the Hot Shots.
Hot Shots is good. Those like dumbass parody ones. Then you get into Wayne's World and stuff.
Alright, should I ask him what he wants to vote out?
So many good comedies.
Has everyone got their pick on what they want to vote out?
So what is it? Where the Millers, Monty Python, the Holy Grail, the Naked Gun, or Deadpool? Ooh.
What did you choose again? Hot Shots?
Naked Gun.
Oh, Naked Gun. That's staying in. What did you choose?
Where the Millers.
I think I have to get rid of Deadpool.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Like, I like Deadpool, but
I feel like it's not comedy enough.
yeah,
I feel like it's action.
No, it's definitely comedy. But on this list right now,
it's the least comedy.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
It's not comedy first.
yeah, it's not comedy
Yeah.
first. Which is weird because the whole point of Deadpool's character is comedy.
Yeah.
I reckon these ones are comedy first. Like ours are comedy first.
I think, yeah, I gotta vote for Deadpool. And I watched it like 6 months ago and I can't be bothered yet.
Alright, so
What's Martin's pick?
He voted out the Naked Gun.
If you fucking would.
wait. So Naked Gun and Deadpool are out.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it's Where the Millers and the Holy Grail.
Yeah. People are going to vote out the Holy Grail.
I don't
Amy's
know.
Gonna vote
I
think
don't
they're
know.
gonna
I
vote
think
for
peop-
the Holy
I think
Grail.
people might vote Holy Grail.
Yeah.
I hope they do.
I don't think as many people know Where the Millers.
I'll make the poll. Everyone knows Where the Millers.
I don't think so.
Everyone knows Where the Millers.
They don't.
Everyone knows Where the Millers.
They don't
It
know.
should have been between fucking Naked Gun and Monty Python.
I know.
I want at least one of those to win.
I know. Don't worry. Power play will get them in.
There's not enough power plays in the world to get all the good movies in.
It's
Well, there is.
we just do nothing but power plays, and every week we're all like, ah!
That's the best though.
It's true.
It would be
We
pretty
should
funny.
go back to power plays. It just rotates through power plays.
Oh, wait. What are we on now? Because it's supposed to be every 10.
Oh, so in one more. So after we do this review, we'll do one more, and then we're back to power plays for the 20th. Won't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm scared.
We'll tie it to a month, though.
I'm gonna pick something so British.
You're like, what? You're literally voicing for Monty Python.
Yeah.
It's the most fucking British there is. You can't get any more Brit. It's
Yeah,
got the
it
lead.
is,
It
but
has
it
got the
isn't.
lead Brit of all time in it.
It's the most British man alive.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't.
It's
Like,
the most British movie. It just hasn't got the terrible British accent. The Attack on the Block one. Ugh,
Attack the Block.
that's the one.
Attack on the Block.
I think it's
Same thing.
okay. British is okay when it's like
Jason
medieval.
Statham.
No, when it's medieval.
Just Jason
yeah.
Statham.
Actually, yeah.
Like, because you kind of expect that accent should have stayed in the medieval times and
Yeah.
not came with it. Yeah.
Should have died then, just
Yeah.
like them.
They shouldn't have left medieval
Really?
times.
Really?
All right, that is it for Colosseum and pretty much us being on the internet.
Hey, did you hear the guy that freaking he said the N-word once and now he can't go to Harvard?
What?
Because on social media, apparently he said recorded himself saying it once, and now this guy that would have otherwise had gotten into Harvard can't go to Harvard.
In what context?
It didn't matter.
It matters.
I
It
hate-
could have been a horrible, horrible, racist, spewy rant, or he could have just said it as a joke.
It doesn't matter.
It matters.
Yeah,
really-
no, to them.
Oh, it matters.
I hate the world. I hate humans.
Yeah.
So, God, please let that goop inside the moon actually be some creature and come and just eat us all.
Goop inside
It
the
is
moon?
just an egg.
It's the egg.
What goop in the moon?
It was a news. It was a story. Supposedly there's something in the middle of the moon.
And it's goop?
Yeah, everyone's calling it goop. They're all saying it's either venom or an egg.
I hope it's venom. Moon goop or venom.
Please, I'm just saying, let it come and end us. All right, now we got to get on with the thing. All right, say hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
How
That
you
means
doing?
goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
It does not.
Oh, bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Uh-oh. Quick, Missy,
Yeah.
thank the patrons.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Dr. Nick. So,
that
today.
It really was.
That's because that's not what I was doing, and then I changed my mind halfway through, and
Hurry.
now here we are. Okay, so I would like to say thank you to some very special people out there. Firstly, I would like to thank Octane. Thank you, Octane. Now I would like to thank Daddy Yvette, Daddy Melissa, Daddy Kane, Daddy Jamie, Daddy Angry, and finally, Double Daddy Dylan and Double Daddy Dan.
I said hurry, and you took as long as possible.
Thank you, daddies.
God fucking damn.
That's disturbing.
That's very disturbing.
Don't.
We're on Discord, YouTube, all the other stuff. Check the links below or wherever they're posted. They're literally copy and pasted. You have to be able to find them somewhere.
Yeah, like Google us. If you can't find the link because you're blind or something,
Don't Google us. You won't find shit.
it works.
Why do we?
Nah,
do we
it
not
actually
come
does.
up in
It does
Google?
work. Yeah, it works straight away.
It
Okay.
works.
We have so much stuff now. It actually does work, which is kind of cool.
Google us. Tell your friends. Show your boss. Show your boss's friends.
Show your kids, show your wife, then hide them.
Hide it from your kids.
No, hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Shut
All
up.
right,
And ain't nobody got time for that.
really?
I knew what was coming.
Good.
All right. Are we all trying our new ending?
Yes.
New ending.
You ready? What's the new? You got it? You ready?
Wait, what's your ending?
My ending.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
NPC